Greetings, my sports to the bone people. Back at it again with another video. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope everybody is doing okay. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now, coming out of this T20 series against Pakistan, there are several things that we could identify that really and truly needs to be addressed right away. Yes. I mean, we have played 8 T20 games in a short space of time. 5 against Australia and then those 3 against Pakistan. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. A lot of our players, they have decided to become T20 specialists, right? So they are not really focusing on the other formats. And to be really and truly beaten by teams that are not at their strongest, when we are using guys that claim to be T20 specialist players, it's really and truly not a good look, There are several things that we could identify coming out of this Pakistan series that we need to fix. But for the sake of this video, I will just take a look at about 4 things. I'll just highlight 4 things and speak on them quickly. So the number one thing that I want to say is the team isn't playing like one unit. It seems disjointed, my viewers and subscribers. When we're out there, whether it's batting or bowling, and there are several reasons that you could come up and say, these are the reasons why we look this way. We're making continuous changes, so it's really difficult for the team to gel. We're making continuous changes, whether it is because of people getting injured or, the coaching staff deciding that they want to look at players as they continue to decide the type of cricket that they want to play, right? We hear about transition, we hear about the transition phase, right? We have been hearing about this for a while. So if we, if we're always in a transitional phase or in a transition phase, it will be difficult to really have a settled team at any point, and I think I said this in a video recently. If you are going to be a team that is dominant, you should at all times know that these 8 or 9 players, they are always going to be in the team, unless you are resting them, unless they are injured. You identify 8 or 9 players and you know that on any given day or series, these players will be available and these will be the players that you're working with. And then based on conditions, based on what's happening, you know that you will change or rotate a few positions. But generally speaking, this would be it. And if we're being honest, my people, we cannot look at 8 or 9 players and say these guys are always going to be in the team. Whether you agree with these 8 or 9, right, whether you agree with them yes or no, we still cannot look and say these 8 or 9 players will be in the team at any given time, So we definitely need to work on that, all of this put together, my people, we just cannot find a solid 11, a 11 that we know that we can depend on. You understand? So when you factor in all of these things, we cannot come up with a plain 11 that we can trust. That is why we keep chopping and changing and things like that. The second thing that I want to look at, and then we'll have a few pointers on that second thing. Decisions that are being made while the game or while games are being played must get better. Cricket it's not only played on the field, right? So the decisions that are being made while the game is going on, we have to get better, my people. If guys are improving on the field, that's good. But if the decision making, is not good in the dugout or in the dressing room, we're going nowhere. You understand? Obviously, the coaches cannot take up the bat and the ball and go out there and bat and bowl for the players. But the decisions that are being made, those decisions, they need to be decisions that are contributing to wins, right? At the halfway stage of every innings, you will have the coach going out there. The coach will send out a message. At different points, the coach will send out a message to help with whatever the captain is doing out there. So all of these decisions, they need to be solid. They need to be good decisions where they are contributing to wins. You know, there are people that like to jump up and talk about the Sammy naysayers saying this, the coaching naysayers saying this, the CWI naysayers saying this and that. People need to understand that we know that the players are the ones that need to perform, but every team that you can think of to develop a winning culture, it has to be widespread. But people are so in their feelings and they are so much worried about protecting and defending people that are from their neck of the woods, that as soon as you highlight things that need to improve, that you know, you definitely know that if those things improve, they will help to contribute to win. People cannot see that. They can only see that, oh, you're talking about this man and this man because he's from here. We need to stop the foolishness. We need to stop it, right? So those decisions definitely need to get better. You know, we need to improve in all areas. And once again, I'm not saying that the bulk of the work needs to or the bulk of the blame needs to go in the dugout. The guys on the field, they keep on making mistakes, and they keep, if they are not using their brains, there's hardly anything the coaches can do to fix that. But we have to agree that it's a whole effort, right? So just as how when the team win, we can say, oh, the coaching is doing good. If the team is not performing, we cannot fold our legs and hands and say that, boy, the coaches are not the ones holding the bat and the ball. And we need to stop the foolishness. We need to stop the foolishness, right? So not just batting and bowling, right? The captaincy, the dressing room decisions, all of those things need to come together to contribute to the team as we look to develop this winning culture that they keep on talking about. And the final thing that I will address in this video, as I said, there are several things out there. That is why I leave the comment section open where you can identify things. But the power play, my people, the power play, both with bat and ball. You understand? This is something that we talk about every series. Talk about being proactive with the bat. Talk about controlling the power play with the ball. It is so important, my people. It can set up the game. You know, obviously after those 6 overs, you have the remaining overs, but it is so important. Very, very important, my people. You have what, 14 or so overs after the power play, right? But why you're doing those 6 overs, very important. You can set up the game with the bat, and you can also, if you're bowling, you know, in your bowling power play, you can set up the game by trying to minimize the amount of boundaries, pick up wickets. You understand? So we definitely need to get that right. I think it was the 3rd game that we didn't do too badly in the power play, where Alec and Andrew, you know, they went and did their thing and got some runs for us. You know, so we came out of the power play not looking too bad. Obviously, we fumbled the chase, yes, right? No point. We fumbled the chase, right? But talking about power play and fumbling, it's the same thing. We did well with the batting in where the batting is concerned in that 3rd game, but bowling wise we didn't do too well at all, my people, right? We allowed Pakistan to really, you know, they came out of the power play without any wickets down, and then they went on to put on 100 and run partnership. So, you know, we need to tighten up in those areas. You understand? Bowling wise though, I think it was only the 3rd game that we really didn't pin them down in the power play. So, you know, we just need to continue to improve where that is concerned. And as I said, these are things that we talk about all the time. You know, we continuously talk about showing intent and how guys need to go out there and show intent, but we don't really see the improvement, my people. And, you know, oh, let me just squeeze this final point in there. You know, really knowing one's role. We have to know our role, my people, the roles that we're playing. We definitely need to know that. You understand? Guys that are in the team to control the middle overs, right? Batting from over number 7 to 14. We have to know our roles and know that even if we don't get a boundary in this over, it doesn't necessarily mean that the next over we need to get 2-6 and 2-4, right? If you are there, you have to be careful. I understand that what happened in the middle will directly depend on what happens in the power play, right? Say for argument's sake, we have somebody like a Rutherford, a She-Hope, or even a Rastan Chase, that those guys, they are expected to bat between over 7 to 14 to 15, right? They are expected to play a particular way. If the guys get out, if the openers get out early in the power play, then obviously the rules will change. Rutherford and Hope and Hetty, if he's in the team, will come in earlier, and they will look to maximize the power play. So they, it will be a bit more risky for us, if you understand what I mean. So that means that the rules will change. But generally speaking, the guys need to understand their role, especially if you're after a good power play. The guys coming in there look to play with intent, yes, but especially the left-handers, they need to understand that they are there to really see us through those middle overs. You understand? The capable ones like the Rutherford. I mean, I keep on saying Rutherford with spin. He has the ability, but spin hasn't really he has got now to spin quite a bit, right? So maybe we are giving him a role that he's probably not up for. But the guys that are there to control the middle overs, we have to make sure that if we are facing a minimum of 120 bars, we cannot be facing 50 or 60 that bars. It don't make any sense. You understand? So we definitely need to do better where that is concerned. But I just wanted to speak on those 4 things, my people, or 5 things. Yeah, 4. But we'll leave it right there for now, and then we'll touch base again soon. Big up.